There we go. All right, hello growers. Oh, I got to get this thing out of my face here. Hold on one second. Let me turn that, no, not that one. Let me turn that one off. All right, hey growers, it's Andrew Woodward here for another episode of DIY Aeroponics and Indoor Growing. Thank you for joining us. If you are joining us, do you know what? This week I'm going to actually keep an eye on whether or not anybody is chatting. Let's see here. Let me turn down the volume here. Bear with me a second. Okay. Now, let me take a look here. Hello, world. All right. If anybody wants to chat tonight, go ahead and go for it. I'm going to do my best to keep my eye on the camera, and we'll see if this chat function really works. So what I was planning on doing tonight, well, I am going to do tonight. I'm sorry, give me 1 second here. I am a one-man show, and there we go. Oh, that didn't turn off, did it? There we go. There we go. All right, back in business. One-man show, and you are here to see the transplantation of a seedling from actually, it's growing right now in an Aero-Gro garden over here, but what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the garden, we're going to check out the roots, we're going to do a little trimming. We're going to have to do a little bit of trimming of some sort because the seedlings went a little too long. Normally I would have transplanted them probably about 3 or 4 days earlier than today based on the root growth, but we didn't get a chance to do that. We're going to do that today. So what you're going to see is a little bit of root overgrowth. And that's okay, and that's okay for a couple reasons. I'm going to go over that. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the one camera off the mount here. I'm going to take you over to the seedlings. I'm also going to take my headphones off because I can't walk around with them. I'm going to trust that the audio is coming through. And we are going to hopefully not destroy the studio space here. And also, sorry, bear with me. All right. We're going to go over here and we are going to check out the seedlings that are growing right now. They've been growing for about 2 weeks now. And they're doing really well. Unfortunately, like I said, they're doing a little too well because what has happened here, let me see if I can do this one-handed. Open up the hood here. Yep, not too bad. What has happened is like I was telling you about, the roots have grown a bit too much in the past week or so. I normally would like to see, well, actually, that one's not too bad. The one I was looking at earlier looked a little worse. Let's show you what I'm talking about here. Yeah, okay. That's an example of a bit much. I don't like to see that kind of overgrowth by the time I'm going to be transplanting into a different environment. At this point, I'd probably leave here, but I'm not going to today because I wanted to show you a few things about roots that are kind of interesting. And one of the things, and this is actually one of the plants we're going to be working with today, so we can take our pick here. Actually, what I'm going to be planting today is the Sakura. That's these in the back here, the darker green ones, the Sakura cherry tomato. I also have some other varieties growing over here. And we're going to take one of those and pick it right now. Let me see here. Let me take, you know what? Let me take this one back here we were just looking at. Yeah, okay, that's a good demonstration. So here's what I'm going to do. Normally I'd have 2 hands and I would not be touching the roots, but I'm going to have to. I'm just going to pull those right out. I know it seems awfully cruel, but I'll show you what I'm talking about with this. Let's go back over here, over to the garden, over to the bucket rather. Okay, let's see what we have here. So, we have about a 2-week-old tomato plant. The roots look to me to be very healthy. We have good hair growth on it. Sounds like we're talking about an old bald guy like me, but no, the root hairs are looking really good on this. It may be hard to see on camera. I Can't really tell if you can see it or not. I can see it pretty well under the light here, but that's a good sign. Now, one of the reasons this is a bit complicated at this point is because normally if I was going to be raising seedlings for the purpose of transplanting into the bucket, I would not have included the basket here. I would have just excluded the basket and put the sponge right into a little adapter, which is made to be easily removed later so that the roots don't actually get tangled up inside of the basket. That's the complicated part, is that the roots are now tangled up in there. But it's not the end of the world, and the reason it's not the end of the world is because there's a lot of evidence coming out now. People are experimenting with this, that actually cutting the roots or damaging the roots can actually stimulate growth. So I'm not saying torture your plants intentionally, but what I am saying is they can stand up to more manipulation of the roots early on when they're nice and healthy than you might think. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to extract this very gently. I am going to be gentle. There's no reason to be overly forceful with it, but I'm going to do the best I can to preserve the roots as best I can. I'm going to do this on camera, but I'm going to mount the camera again. And you can just check it out as I kind of delicately separate this from the basket. And then what I'm going to do, let me just set this to the side for a second. Normally I'd have cleaner place to put that, but that's okay. All right, so I want to show you where, yep, here it is. This is where it's going. You can probably see the water squirting out of there. So that's a good sign. That's what I want to talk about next. You need to make sure when you're first doing your transplanting that the spray head in here, see if I can, that, show you inside here, the spray head needs to be pointed so that it will hit the roots of the plant when the plant is inserted in that hole right there. So when the roots are dangling down, you want that, whoa, you, more spray, great, good drama shot. So you want that spray to be aimed right at the roots, right where it needs to be, right? So, and they have a tendency to twist around when you're putting these together. So just before you put your plant in there, make sure everything's lined up and that it's aimed at the roots. And if a little bit of water is coming out of this hole, this is kind of a pro tip, if a little bit of water is shooting out of that hole, that's a good sign. It means that if it's shooting out of the hole, it's definitely going to be hitting the roots, right? So that's a good sign. Use that as kind of a way to tell that everything's working okay. Here we go, see that? Little bit of water shooting out of there. Yep, that's a good sign. So what we have here is, if you remember in the demonstration when we were putting together the grow bucket, there was a foam sponge that sits on the inner part of the ring here. I excluded that tonight because that was made for a different type of seedling arrangement. But like I was just explaining, I grew this one in the Aero-Gro Genesis garden to get it started, which means I'm in this basket here. This basket doesn't fit. I could fit this in here if I wanted to, actually. I could just pop that in there like that, no problem at all, right? But I actually don't want to. I wanted to take it out of there and put it in the its own holder and show you how that works. So I'm just going to set that to the side again. Now I want to show you this. Now this is just a simple little drop-in adapter that is made to fit the sponge only, so no basket, right? And this just fits right in here, like so. And we'll do that permanently when I put the plant in a moment. Just goes in here, push it down, and there it is. And that's where it will sit for the duration of its life. But let's pull this out. And now I will mount this camera again. Let me switch back over here. Okay, so, yep, it looks good. Now let's put this back up here. Let's see here. Okay. Whoop, whoa, 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 whoa. Uh-oh. Hold on. I just triggered an emergency. That was exciting. All right. Oh, never a dull moment here on indoor growing and DIY hydroponics. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back over here. Let's get that going again. All right, there we go. So let me switch back over to camera 1. All right. And make sure our focus is okay. We're good. All right, now we have the plant, as you remember there. And what I'm gonna do is first I'm just gonna test here to see if there's anywhere. Yeah, that one's free right there. I'm just gonna push up right here. There we go. Just wanted to see. Now I'm just gonna wiggle it a little bit. Wiggle it just a little bit. Oh, look at that, it dances. Cool. All right, let's just gently massage these roots. Oh, wow, I wish you could see those hairs. They're good looking. They're good looking hairs. There's some fine looking hairs there. All right, whoa, 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 come with me, it's okay, don't be scared. All right, there we go. And again, I just want to reiterate, normally this would not be a problem. It's only a problem because I wanted to wait to show you this, but in so doing, I went about 3 days too long, 3 or 4 days too long. And now we have a whole bunch of healthy roots that are looking to do their thing. Now, if I cannot get these untangled, I can just pinch them off and pull out the root ball and be done with it. That's okay, that's an option, but I am trying to be gentle. Okay, I think we're just about there. All right, here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Whoa, would you have a look at that? That's amazing. All right, look at that. Beautiful. Here we go. Now, we will take one of these adapters, fit it through there, boop, 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 and squeeze a little bit, just kind of give it a little snug tug, give it a little hug, and then we just put it right in there. Boom. And we push it down. Just like that. And there she will live, and you and I will check in on her every week as she grows. And if you remember, this is all being driven by the hanging system right here, which is the 2 timers. We have the timer that controls the pump for the sprayer, and then we have the other timer which controls the pump to take the nutrient solution and return it back to the nutrient tank. And that's what these 2 pumps and timers are doing. And this is this hanging system here, of course, is what we talked about in the last few videos, and this will be available in a few weeks. All of the parts are on order. These pieces are being 3D printed as we speak, and they will be available in a few weeks. So that's pretty cool. But in the meantime, we get to watch this plant grow over the next few weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever we decide to do. And that's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, now, a couple of things you want to keep in mind. Let me switch back the camera here again. All right, a couple of things you want to keep in mind for this first transplanting, these first couple of weeks when it's in the grow chamber here and things start get going, is you want to keep a very close eye on the pH. And you want to also keep a close eye on the microsiemens per centimeter, the electrical conductivity of the solution. The electrical conductivity of the solution, we're going to go over a lot more of that in the future, but you're using, in that case, a 5-in-1 meter, what's called a 5-in-1 meter, to do the measuring. And the 5-in-1 meter instantly will tell you what the pH is of the solution, and will instantly tell you what the nutrient concentration is in the nutrient tank. And I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to show you that on camera as best I can with one hand. This is going to be a little tricky, so you're going to have to be patient with me here, but I'll see what I can do. Okay, let's move this. I'm going to switch back to the iPhone. And I'm going to hand hold this. Okay. Try not to get myself soaking wet here. There we go. That should work. All right. Now I'm going to take this camera and let's see if you can see this on camera. Yeah, you'll be able to see this. Good. All right. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to take the measurement. Actually, let me switch over to pH. pH we want to be around 6. Let's see what we've got here. What do we have? 6.4. Okay, dropping a little bit. Now this water is very turbulent right now, so it's going to jump around a little bit, but let it settle. Yeah, we're a little bit high, a little 6.3, a little bit over where I started. That's totally fine. That's totally within range. It'll probably drop ultimately. Whoa! It's okay. This meter's waterproof. Check it out. Yeah, it actually is. I should use that as a test. Yeah, it is waterproof. Yeah, we're fine. We're right around 6 on that. And now if I switch the meter over to, turn the light back on here, switch it back over to pH. Oh, I'm sorry. EC mode. That's what I meant to say. There we go. Take a measurement there. Now 500 is my target. I'm a little over that too. 550. Yeah, that's fine. Including the minerals in my water from the reverse osmosis system. That's about it's about 20 over actually. So 560 is good. Yeah, I'm good with that. That's just a very low nutrient concentration for baby plants that are just getting going. You don't want to burn them or hurt them or torture them. You just want to give them a little something to get going, and we will be increasing this over time. The EC numbers will go up over time. And remember, this is happening when the water gets returned back into the bucket. That's allowed to splash because that creates the turbulence, which oxygenates the water, which is a good thing in hydroponics and aeroponics. Just to review that. So yeah, that's going to be about it, I think, for tonight, other than I'm going to check the computer here to see if anybody's chatting with me here. Let's see what's going on. Hey, Jose, hello there. Always love your videos. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Very much appreciate that. I will keep making them, and hopefully you will keep watching them. So let me switch over to, oh, there's so many things going on here. So many things going on. All right. Thank you, Jose. Appreciate that. I will, let's see, I'm going to show you a couple of close-ups on the tomatoes that are now growing over here. These I've been wanting to show you guys all week. Look at these babies. They're just blowing my mind over here. Seriously. These are the Micro Tom tomatoes. There you go. Micro Tom seeds and such. This is the one I'm testing right now. And I'm beyond test. This is already a done deal. This I will be including in the next round of Aero-Gro Genesis Gardens, definitely, because I just love the way these are growing. They're just amazing. They're beautiful. And I can't wait to try them. I'm going to be trying one in the next, probably next day or two. So very cool. And a whole crop of tomatoes coming in over here. These are, oh boy, they're not the Tom. What ones are these? It's another miniature tomato. I'm not remembering the name right offhand. I'll have to keep back to you on that one. But yeah, those are looking great. And of course, there are more peppers coming in too. More hot peppers. I made some sauce this week with pineapple and tomatillos and hot peppers, and I'm definitely going to be making more of that for 4th of July. They turned out really well. So lots of hot peppers. Look at all these peppers. They are just literally everywhere. It's crazy. So lots of fun. Good stuff happening here. Yeah, for sure. All right. So let me switch back over here. All right. So there we have it. That's about it for this week. Thank you for tuning in this week and checking out the transplanting over to the final bucket here. And I'm going to close this up and let this plant get some light right now and get some growing going. And I will keep some photographs of the progress of this as well, or maybe shoot some video of it throughout the week too. I'm not sure yet, but I'll do a good job to track this as it grows, and we'll keep an eye on it. And I promise that whether things go right or wrong, we'll cover it. Sometimes things go wrong, and if they do, I want to be able to take you through that process as well, so we can talk about what you can do to remedy the situation. Sometimes you can, and we'll just see what happens. But in the meantime, thank you for checking in this week, and let me know, please, in the comments what you'd like to see videos on, and I will do my best to accommodate you. And in the meantime, go grow something. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.